click record, and then I'm going to mute. And then if you need to unmute at all during the call, you guys know you are more than welcome to do that too. So, all right, guys, let me do a quick screen share. I know we got some people that are, I think, committed to doing that power hour tonight. So here we go. All right, so tonight, guys, I really wanted to just talk to you for a little bit about really ending the year strong. You know, it is very true that in your business, a lot of times what we find is it gets quiet on social media, and you think to yourself, no one's buying, no one's listening, no one's caring what I'm saying, no one's hearing me. I'm just frustrated and I'm going to throw in the towel. And so then you just decide to wait until January. Well, what happens is in January, all of those people who truly have been watching you from like November to December, if you are being consistent on your wall, you are going to be that person that they want to go to, that they want to say, okay, like what is this that you're offering? So honestly, I want to walk you through what I am doing for the rest of the month to really prepare for a successful January. But more importantly than that, it's not so much the groups that I'm running, the things that I'm doing on Facebook. It's really some of the stuff that's behind the scenes that we might not think about. So tonight, before we really dive into the call, I really want to shout out, and I know this is nothing fancy, but I really want to shout out the two coaches who have achieved Success Club. So Ashley Harris, who is also a new Success Club legend. If you haven't shouted her out yet, please make sure you congratulate her on over, I believe, 24 months in Success Club. I think she was a legend. And also Renisha Burns, who has achieved Success Club 6. So we have lots of coaches too that are well on the way in the 2s. But here's what I want to really talk about tonight. When we see these numbers and we go, okay, it's the 7th of the month, where am I with Success Club? Am I throwing in the towel and waiting till January, or am I making sure that it's getting done? So what I want you to write tonight is just, I commit to 5 before 25. Because on that 25th of the month, I want all of you to have Success Club out of the way. I don't even want you to think about Success Club on December 25th. I want you to go all into the holiday season, really taking that time to be present with your family and not worrying about what's going to happen the last 5 or 6 days of the month. So we have to make a conscious commitment now to really think of it as if the 25th of the month is the last day to hit Success Club. And those last 6 days, that 26th through the 31st, really that is just icing on the cake. That is kind of like the momentum to build into January, but really nail down that Success Club 5 before the 25. So let me tell you a little bit about what we can do to make this happen. I received an email from a husband not too long ago, and his wife is actually a customer lead that I had in my back office, and his wife had really wanted the 21-day fix, and she had been saving up for the 21-day fix challenge pack, and he wanted to surprise her on Christmas with the 21-day fix challenge pack. So I thought about this, and I realized so many times as women, we often say, I am going to put my needs last. I can't fathom the idea of spending $140 or $160 on myself. I need to get X, Y, and Z for my kids. And, there's so many things that are going on in the holidays. But they many times have loved ones or spouses or fiancés. And sometimes just posting about that, hey, here's something you can send to your husband if he's looking for a great gift. Or message people that you've had conversations with who have given you the price objection and say something like, have you ever thought about asking your husband for something like this for the holiday season? So I've done that. I did earn 2 Success Club points so far by actually taking that approach this month. So I wanted to share that as a possible option with you. A couple dates that you need to know is that December 14th is the final shipping date for Christmas delivery. Now, I want to let you know that I was on the phone with Coach Relations, and there are some shipping delays. So I am working on getting the tracking numbers and finding out a little bit more about that. So if you ordered Hammer and Chisel on Tuesday and you still haven't received it, if you have Beachbody On Demand, please know that all of those workouts are available to you. On demand, you will also have the program guides, you'll have the nutritional guide, you'll have the workout calendar. Everything you need is really there. You can just stream them live. And I've actually really enjoyed doing it because I don't play my music while I'm doing it, and I'm really focused on the program. So I just wanted to give you a heads up about that. If you are going to be starting a group in January and you have a start date and you want everyone to have their orders placed so they can start that first Monday in January, December 21st is going to be the last day to do that. The other thing that I want to remind you is the Upward Bound project is also connected to Hammer and Chisel. So if you don't know much about what that is, the Upward Bound project is making a commitment to help house families in the LA area who are homeless. And so $5 for every unit sold goes towards that goal. So just even talking about this is the season of giving and letting people know that they're part of a bigger puzzle. Like there's a bigger part of that mission. So those are just a couple of ideas that I wanted to kind of share with you. So challenge packs as gifts are a great way to talk to your customers or their spouses. Advertise it as the gift that keeps giving. I just did a post on my timeline a couple of minutes ago how Mike and I, for the holiday season, this is the gifts that we are giving each other. So we bought a new Bowflex for the basement. So instead of spending all this money on things we don't really need, we decided to really make sure that we're focused and connected to Hammer and Chisel. And you guys, I don't know if you saw this, and I'm going to touch on this a little bit later in the call. In the KB today, I asked if people were committed to a program. And there's a reason that I asked that. So the one thing that I didn't get to put the link in fast enough, so I'm going to come back to that. But I want to remind you that Super Saturday is the weekend of January 8th, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. If you're in the Pittsburgh area, it's going to be Friday night. It is going to be a cafe latte theme. Carl Deichler is going to be there on Friday evening. On Saturday morning, we're going to have a training at the Omni. And then and on our team, actually, there are going to be 4 Knockout Brigade coaches who are being a part of that training. Kirsten, Michaeline, and Taylor are all going to be presenting with me that morning. And then on Saturday night for Emeralds and Above, there is the what is it? I'm gonna get confused. It's Melanie's Dream Team Party. It's at the Lexus Club in the Console Energy Center. It's just gonna be an amazing weekend. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So, all right. So the reason I wanted to talk to you guys tonight about the program, I don't know if you saw my post or not in the Knockout Brigade, but I mentioned, hey guys, are you committed to a program? And so it kind of started when I was having a conversation with 3 coaches in our organization, 3 leaders and 3 amazing people who they just kind of were feeling like they were in this sort of rut, right? So I was noticing for me personally, when my fitness starts to go to the wayside, when I find myself sort of putting on the pounds, when I find myself digressing from a program or just sort of picking a program randomly to do in the morning, I notice that it has a direct connection to my results in the business. So as I thought about this, I just kind of wondered if people were kind of seeing that same thing. So I took a couple days to really look at people's posts. I went into the Knockout Brigade and I just looked at various coaches on the team, and I realized that a lot of people were not committed to sharing one program. They were kind of just working out, but they really weren't talking about a specific program they're doing. I don't know if Katie Isaac is on the call, but Katie, if you are on the call, Could you kind of chime in for a minute about what you had to say or what your experience was? I think she is. Yeah, she is. Cool.
Hi.
All right. Go ahead, Katie.
Hi. Yeah, so I shared, why I'm doing Hammer and Chisel is that I felt all over the place with both my health and fitness and my business. Like, I was getting up and I can commit to working out every day and staying on track, 80-20 with nutrition, but I still woke up every morning asking myself, like, what workout do you want to do today? What are you going to do? And I would scroll through everything I had on BOD, and I probably was giving it about 80%, not 100%. And I knew I wasn't challenging myself. So when I saw that, when Hammer and Chisel was being released, I knew that that was my time to finally laser focus. I thought about the opportunity for a new customer base, people that wanted that next level in their fitness, the opportunity to link to people that are already in the gym that want something different that I know have been me, that I've wandered around and not really known what they wanted to do. And I just felt that consistency. I remember listening to Fit and Funky on the National Wake Up Call, and how sharing one single thing every single day shows your commitment and the consistency. And it was just so simple, but so true. And I felt that I was disconnected with a lot of people because I was just getting up every day and working out, but I wasn't really consistent about what it was that I was doing. And I wasn't tracking anything. I was just waking up and putting together a workout. So I really feel that there's so much with a new focus program that you have to offer to both yourself and your customers. It just shows your commitment and the value of our programs and what they have to offer when you give it your 30 days, your 60 days.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't agree with you more. And Tiffany and Heather actually mentioned too, that when you're actually excited for a new workout, or you're excited to do the workout, you almost become more excited. You feel more rejuvenated about your own business. So for me, and anyone who's doing Hammer and Chisel right now, it's like this new sense of, I needed this. I'll be honest with you guys, size, I loved Shaun T, but that was not a program that I was able to follow through because it just wasn't me. It wasn't, who I was. So I had a really hard time committing to it. But with Hammer and Chisel, I have found that anyone who can commit to the 21-day fix and has seen results with the 21-day fix can do this program. Yes, it's a little bit more extreme, but from what I've seen, there are modifications. If you can't do the bench work, you can do the stability ball. And honestly, a lot of it can be done on the floor as well. So I do believe that you have to feel passionate about committing to a program and one program and seeing it through. Do a personal inventory with yourself right now and ask yourself, am I truly committed to a program, and not just the workouts, but also the meal plan? Am I excited to actually do the workout? And do I feel a sense of, amazingness when I actually do the program, stick to it, that I'm excited to post about it. I'm excited to talk about it because I'm not trying to fluff it. I'm really trying to tell people this is amazing. Mm-hmm. That rejuvenation is going to just drive your business. If you're feeling dried up, or you're feeling I don't know if I want to invest in Hammer and Chisel, I don't know if this is the right workout for me, it might be hard, I don't really like lifting, or whatever it might be, you have to almost drown those thoughts out and say to yourself, what is committing to this program not just going to do for me and my results, because I've seen the results, but what is it also going to do for my business when I'm committed? So my tip for you is, if you haven't yet gone all in with a program, whatever it might be, my suggestion would be Hammer and Chisel, to make sure that you set a date to go all in with it. And remember that is connected to why you are coaching. You are coaching because you want to inspire other people. But if you aren't committed to getting fit through a program or through Shakeology, you're going to have a really hard time in this business. Commit, make the commitment. And when you start to make the commitment, sharing it becomes easier. Talking about it becomes easier. Passion is just seen through what you're talking about. Make sense? Awesome.
Yeah, Katie, can I just chime in? I just feel like when you're committed to one program, you just have such a better sense to yourself of staying on track. Like you don't feel all over the place. And last time we were talking, somebody said, I don't know if it was Heather or Tiffany, that yeah, hammer and chisel is hard, but so is T25, and so was 21 Day Fix and 21 Day Fix Extreme. You know, they're all hard, but you make that progress, and that hard isn't as hard come week 2, week 3,
yeah,
5.
So, and I just wanted to explain too, I had posted a number of times in the Knockout Brigade, and I think in my personally sponsored. So there's we have gotten together with a couple of coaches on the team, and anyone on here doing hammer and chisel is more than welcome to join. It's just a beta launch test group. So if you aren't in a group and you just started hammer and chisel, please make sure you reach out to me so I can add you to that group. But yep, that's a really good point, Katie. Thanks for adding that too. All right, next slide. Oh, gosh. Sorry, guys. Okay, so let's talk about some of our strategies that we're going to take for the rest of the month. It's December. I'm going to tell you that the week of Christmas, people are gone. They are not around. So what we do is we want to focus on maximizing the time we have before and the time we have after. So here is what I planned out for the rest of my month. So I have a free public group. And what I'm doing in there is I am encouraging people to invite to the event. And then I'm going to do a giveaway of probably Energize or a Shakeology cup, or I have a couple of different workouts here, like the freebie ones that you get for sharing the event on their wall. So that event is going to run December 14th through the 18th, and I am doing Christmas cocktails. I have found that anytime I put a weird name to it or a fun name to it, people really like it. So in November, I did those What a Bunch of Crock. And I learned from how to do it because I had a lot of coaches who were in other networks join this group, and Kirsten and I kind of laugh about it now, but I've learned from it, right? So when you have like a public group, you want to know that there are going to be, anyone can join the event. But when you create a private event, you actually have to invite people personally to an event. So that's why I suggest to do it public. I create the event, I do a giveaway, and then I advertise within there different things that I have going on. Another great thing that you can do, and I am doing this at the end of the month, is going to be Shakeology Shake-Offs. 5-day, 3-day, 6-day, whatever it is, you include for them a test drive of Shakeology, but you put your spin on it. So in my kit, I include a meal plan. I include an easy to follow grocery plan. I include a little image of how I make Shakeology so that when they get it, they're mixing it the way that I know they're going to like it, like different recipes that they can try. I make it really fun for them. I give them some tips, motivation, and recipes within a group-like style. And then at the end of that 5 days, I offer an incentive of some sort for anyone who's going to purchase a challenge pack. That specific group for me is going to run the 28th through the 1st. So I actually am going to offer my incentive the 31st and the 1st for anyone that wants to get the deals, and then for the new month as well. So it's a private group, but I mail out these kits. So what I do is I buy a couple extra boxes. Now let me make a suggestion to you. If you know someone who wants hammer and chisel, or if you don't have like the performance line, order a challenge pack. So my dad wants hammer and chisel. I love the performance line. I'm buying a challenge pack with my dad as a customer, and I myself am going to take the performance line because he wants the hammer and chisel. So then what ends up happening is if you don't want the performance line but you want to order packets, that's a great way to do it. Order it as a challenge pack. Did I miss anything like that? Does anyone have any other tips with that? Anyone? Okay, cool. All right, so hammer and chisel under the tree for if you want somebody to order that. You want to make sure that those orders, just like that spouse suggestion I provided for you, incentive to join you in the new year, giveaways for new coaches, anybody who signs up with you to become a new coach. This is a great opportunity to offer an incentive of some sort. And if you guys in the chat section have something that you do, or if you want to unmute and share things that you've done, what can you do that makes it unique? I've done packets before for people. I've done like welcome new coach baskets this year, and I'm going to get into this a little bit more on the next call. I changed up what I'm doing, and I'm taking a 12-step approach to coach. And I am giving all of my new coaches a handout that's going to be specific to my team, to my personally sponsored coaches, as just something that's a little bit unique. So think about, how can I kind of put a spin on what I'm doing to have people who might be interested in joining my team? What can make me stand out a little bit? Show in some way that you are the real deal. You cannot show you're the real deal if you are not committed to Shakeology throughout the holiday season, if you are not committed to a workout throughout the holiday season. If you take 30 days off through the holiday season, no one's going to take you seriously in January when you're like, oh, and by the way, Hammer and Chisel, it's a great program. I heard, I don't know, I think it is, but I'm not really sure. You have to really make sure that we are being the real deal. We're talking about it on our wall. We are that person of inspiration throughout the holiday season when some people take off. Any other advertising ideas that you guys have going on? And please feel free to talk. This is our call together. This isn't my call. This is our call together. Anything else that's worked for you before in the past? I'm just scamming through real quick. All right. Okay. So let's talk real quick about some goals, guys, that we can make for ourselves. I'm so sorry my computer keeps doing that.
Katie,
Okay.
The only thing, Katie, I just want to say one thing really quick. Hopefully
Sure.
you'll stay quiet. Just one thing I always tell my team and to think about, guys, is always take advantage of the holiday season where you're going to be around your close family and friends,
Yes.
because it's a great way to talk about what you're doing and easily invite. So you're just sharing. Sharing is the invite, but typically, you know, they obviously, if they're your friends and family, they're watching you, they're seeing all of your stuff on Facebook, so you can easily bring it up in conversation. But I really love getting together at these parties, at these, you know, get-togethers, because it always just comes up somehow. Sorry. And you can share easily without feeling like hiding behind the screen or whatever. And I have found a lot of success with that through any holiday season.
And Kirsten, I love that you talk about hiding behind the screen, because if you really do this, and I'm gonna have you guys do this later tonight, but if you really think about it, how many of us invite outside of social media? How many of us go to the grocery store and just start a conversation, or at a PTA meeting start talking about the things that we're doing? Outside of social media, are you confidently talking about it? Because there's an entire world of people that aren't in your network on social media. So when people say to me, I don't feel like anyone's listening, I feel like my market is dried up, it's not at all. You just have to be creative and be willing to get outside the comfort zone a little bit. So Kirsten did bring up a really great point about that. It's sharing. It's just conversations about what you're doing. And again, it goes back to even what Katie Isaac was saying. When you're passionate about a program, when you're committed to a program, it becomes fun to talk about. It's not work. It's not scary. It's just, oh my gosh, I freaking love this hammer and chisel. My legs hurt. I can't walk, but holy cow, guys, 5 days into this and I'm already seeing results. It's crazy. It's just such an easy to follow program. Okay, so as we kind of get into the new year, I cannot wait for a fresh start. I just love something about January and new goals and just breaking down and reflecting and all of that good stuff. So what I have for you is just how I think through when I'm breaking down the goal. Goals are really about the big picture, what you want. It's the vision, it's the outcome, it's what scares the crap out of you, right? So we are told that our goals should scare us, but sometimes that fear paralyzes us into not doing anything, right? So here are some ways that we can just break it down so it's simplified. Number one, just create a project roadmap. Really know to yourself, what do I want? What's my mission? What am I trying to accomplish? Whether it's a monetary goal, a rank goal, it's a fitness goal. What is your mission? Like, what are you trying to achieve? So if you say to yourself, I really want to be an Emerald coach by January 1st, what are the steps that you need to take in order to get there? How many coaches is that? But more importantly, how many conversations is that? How many invites is that? And then think, well, what do I have in place to make it happen? What am I actually doing? And then this is the trick question, is what am I avoiding? What am I really avoiding? And why am I avoiding it? We know what we have to do it, right? But we just have to do it. We have to actually do it. But if we're avoiding it because we are scared of something, or we're afraid of the outcome, or we just don't know where to start exactly, you have to be able to break it down and think about the steps that are needed in order to take it. So once you know that, once you have in your head your goal, right? So let's say that Rachel Harvey's like, I really want 2-star in January. And I'm like, okay, Rachel, that sounds like an awesome goal. Let's see how you're going to break that down. Let's see and focus on what the things are that we need to do to it and commit to it. Don't just say, I want to achieve this goal because it sounds nice. You really have to commit to it after you have looked at your project roadmap, and if you've said to yourself, this is why it matters to me, this is my mission, this is why I want to accomplish it, this is the steps I need to do it. And once you're committed to it, stop talking about the goal, just go out and do the goal. Just go out and start doing the basic steps in order to achieve the goal. How do we know we're getting the actions done? We've got to track it, guys. I know that I am the worst when it comes to telling you about that business tracker, but I guarantee no matter how you use it, the business activity tracker makes a difference. And I know everybody on this call is like, oh my gosh, stop talking about the tracker. But guys, it works. It's impossible for you to really get all your follow-ups done if you're just relying on scrolling through your messenger. Make sure you have it written down somewhere in an Excel document, in the business activity tracker that's provided by Beachbody, or your own system. I have whiteboards that work really well for me. Whatever your system is, just make sure that you're implementing it. And goodness, just do it already. Just do the dang thing. Focus on one thing at a time. Create a routine that works for you. I know there are coaches on this team that work full-time. They don't have a lot of time to commit to the business. You can do it in 1 hour a day for sure. Track the things that you're doing, from personal development to your fitness to your invites. Track it. Just do it and be about it. You have to be about this business if you want this business to work. If you start doing the fitness programs and you start committing to the nutrition and you really start focusing on just doing the activities that are going to bring you closer to the goal, that's how it gets done. Go back to that question of, why does this matter to me? Go back to that project roadmap that you've created for yourself. Go back to why you want it to matter to you. And that's how you get it done. Okay. All right. And the last thing I want to talk to you about before we kind of close up for tonight, and I just open it up for you guys for any questions or things that are going on in your business that you just kind of want to talk through. You can't decide where you want to go unless you really think about where you've been. So let's really think about 2015. Whether you signed up last week or you've been coaching for 3 years, I want you to start reflecting on your year and where you want to go. And so what I created was a PDF for all of you guys to use. It is just a 3-page reflection sheet for you guys to fill out. What I found was that in the last month, I've really been thinking about my sticking points, the things that I was struggling with, the things that went really well, the things that really made me fall in love with this business, so that I can use that as a way to guide me into what my goals are going to be in 2016. You really can't jumpstart any goals unless you kind of identify the things that did and didn't work for you. So, in 2016, maybe your goal is, I want to achieve Success Club 5 every month, because I know at the minimum Success Club 5 is going to bring my business forward every month. Or maybe you are saying, I really want to achieve 5-star diamond because I want that quarterly bonus. Or maybe you are saying to yourself, I just really want to be an emerald coach. Whatever your goal is fine, but we can't get there until we really think about the things that we do well, our successes, the things that we're great at, and also the things that we want to be cognizant of that we may be struggling with as well. So that PDF I'm going to actually place in the team page after this call. But I do want to just tell you guys that as we move into 2016, one of my personal goals that I have is that I want our team to really start growing the leadership. I want to start seeing, the KB not just be, this one team with this one leader, but there are so many amazing coaches on this team who are doing their own thing, who are really thriving in what they do. So I got together with a couple of the team leaders in our organization, and those team leaders, I just said, you know what, guys, let's change it up a little bit. Let's start doing calls together. And they, and then each week a different team leader is going to either lead a topic, or they are going to ask somebody to host the call, or they are going to ask one of their team members to host the call, so that we're learning from more people in the organization. So a couple of those team leaders on the page are on the call tonight are Michaeline Serqua. I don't know if she's on right now. Danielle Engel is on, and Kirsten Nuss is on. And if you don't know what a team leader is, in the back office, in the Coach Online office, under your organizational ladder, the team leaders are the coaches who are really up and coming, and they are the ones who are not just seeing growth in their own organization, but their coaches are also starting to see growth in their organizations as well. These coaches are committed to hitting Success Club every month, setting recruitment goals for themselves every month. They are focused on developing leaders. So they and I have come together to say, let this team call not just be one person, but it is a plethora of coaches so that we can learn from one another. So that call series is going to start in January, and we haven't officially decided exactly what day. We're going to kind of finalize some details on that. But this is going to be our way of seeing some growth in the team, and really just start brainstorming new ideas with different leaders in the organization. So, and the other piece is that I would really like to start doing more power hours with you, because I really believe that they're so effective. And I just know that it's something that I want to be able to do with you guys as well. So I'll be sharing my year in review with you guys. The PDF is going to be available within the KB after this call. My tip for you is to take that year in review and send it to either your upline, or if you're working with a Success Club, a Success partner, send it to them as well. So I think that's really all that I have for tonight. Do you guys have questions for me? Anything too, like if you have something going on in your business that you kind of wanted to talk through, that's fine as well. Nothing going on. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything in the chat. Yeah. So cute. Cool. Yay. That's awesome, Jess. That's really cool. All right, guys. Well, I will let you go. I hope you guys have an awesome night. I'll get that file set up for you so you can see it, and I'll post the recording tomorrow. Have a great night.